Hello, my friends. Today marks a pretty special occasion here. 6 years streaming on Twitch, and I honestly want to bring you guys a video that just talks about my entire experience on Twitch over these 6 years. I know that some of you found me 6 years ago, some of you found me less than a year ago, anywhere in between. And honestly, I think that this video could be really interesting no matter what time you found me, whether it be 6 years ago, just a couple days ago, or sometime in between, to learn about my story, where it all started, what different adventures we went on throughout these 6 years, what different ideas I've had, and what different things I've done. Let's just talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's show you some old footage. Let's show you some cringy moments. Let's show you some exciting moments. And let's just kind of work our way through these 6 years on Twitch. Here we go. Honestly, it might even make sense to take you guys way back before 6 years ago on Twitch. And that's to take you back to the Halo days. I was a big Halo player in 2006, 7, 8, and I actually made a montage in 2008 called the Extermination Montage. Just me getting exterminations in Halo 3. And it got like 250,000 views across different YouTube channels and across different forums and whatnot. And that was my biggest eye-opening experience, or it was back then, as far as like, whoa, like I can create content and people will actually watch it. And I was pretty well known on Xbox for a while as GernaderJake, which is why my name is still GernaderJake today. So I played Halo, had some montages made that people saw, decided I was going to try out YouTube when I was like 19 or 20 years old and messed around with YouTube a little bit. Didn't really get too far. Had about 1,000 subs, just making some cringy old YouTube videos, which you can go find right now. If you scroll all the way back through my YouTube channel, you can find some old silly Halo videos that maybe might be a little embarrassed by. But anyway, you can find it nonetheless. And that led me to taking a break from YouTube when I was like 20. It was just a hobby. It was silly. And doing, full-time school and whatnot. And then at the age of 22, February 23rd, I started my first ever stream. And backtrack about 10 days before that, I made a video. I might have been a little sick. My voice might have been a little raspy, but I think it'd be fun to check out some of what I said in this video, basically announcing to my small YouTube audience, hey, I might give this streaming thing a shot. So February 23rd, 2015, the day that I decided to give it a shot. And what I did for the first few months streaming was maybe stream 2, 3, 4, 5-ish hours a week. I mean, nothing special. I was full-time in school, had a part-time job dealing poker. And realistically, it was like, all right, if I'm playing Destiny and no one's home so I can talk loudly and not be annoying, like maybe I'll just throw on the stream. And it was totally a silly little hobby with, like I said, 2 to 3 to 4 viewers. I would do silly things like 2-man Atheon challenges and just messing around in the Crucible, or even solo Atheon challenges. It was all just silly things to mess around with. Then fast forward to mid-May, I graduated from college, and my plan was to take a year off from work and school in general. I didn't know what I wanted to do. A lot of people, when they graduate college, they're expected to like go right into a job or know what they need to do. I had been working part-time for a long time and saving money on the side so that I could take a year off to, live not elegantly, but have some food, pay my rent, and do whatever I needed to do for that year to try to learn what it was I wanted to maybe do with my life. What also happened mid-May 2015? Well, what's cool is this thing called Trials of Osiris came out, and I struck lightning in a bottle with how lucky I got for the two things coinciding. To become successful on Twitch, it takes a lot. It takes dedication, it takes skill, it takes luck is a huge factor. You got to have a decent personality, and a good combination of all those things, I think, led to my success on Twitch, but mainly that luck factor with those two things coinciding. So week 2 of Trials of Osiris, the map was Pantheon, and I was streaming myself just going flawless with some friends. When all of a sudden, I had, let's just say 6 viewers. It was nothing too special. All of a sudden, somebody in my chat goes, hey, me and my friend can't get to that 7-win lighthouse thing. Can you maybe help us get there? And at that point, keep in mind, there was no such thing as carries. And I'm like, you know what? Sure, you guys can join my fire team. Let's see if we can do it. So they both joined my fire team. We played trials. We got 7 straight wins. They went to the lighthouse. Little did I know this was something called a double carry, but at that time it didn't exist, right? I was just playing trials, and these people playing with me were going flawless. So they told their friends that I got them flawless, and they came into the stream, and then they told their friends, and pretty quickly it started to grow. Week 3 was Widow's Court, and I think I was already up to about 20 viewers because people were like, wow, this guy's good, and hey, I can get to the lighthouse if I sit here and hang out. I had a literal handwritten list that I was forming from people coming into the stream being like, I would like a spot. Excuse me, sir, I would like a spot. And I would literally write their name on a list, and when we got somebody flawless, I'd be like, hey, next on the list is this person, you here? And if they didn't respond, all right, next person is here. All right, hello, you here? And we just formed fire teams, and we would just go flawless. It was awesome. Week by week by week by week, it grew and grew and grew. I eventually went to a Google Doc that literally reached over 1,000 names at one point. We do this thing after I got somebody flawless where I would ask everybody to just post their numbers in chat, and the lowest number would be next to go. So if somebody was number 25 in the list and nobody underneath them was here yet, nobody 24 through 1 was here, well, number 25 in the list would go. I did double carries a lot of the time, but I also had friends who were pretty good at the game that would just help me do carries as well. And the stream naturally grew and naturally grew and naturally grew. And I did this for every single weekend during the summer of 2015 when I had nothing else, no other responsibilities to do. I'm talking 12 hours, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, every single day, every single weekend. And by the end of the summer, I had a couple thousand followers, which was a very big deal. And I had probably an average of like 80 to 90 viewers a stream. So that's how we got from the very baseline brand new streamer, no followers, to, okay, there's about 90 people here at a time and we have a few thousand follows. Now keep in mind, at this point, I was very new to the streaming thing. I was still awful with tech, even worse than I am now. I was streaming off my Xbox for a lot of the time. I finally upgraded to a PC in the middle of that summer of 2015 and had a single, not very good PC, not very great quality camera, not that great quality mic that I was rocking with for a while. While that was all happening, while we were growing the audience and whatnot, we had some silly things happen. One of the more memorable things that happened on September 5th of 2015, a man known as Stinky Pinky on Twitch, who I haven't seen in a long time, came in and did something very memorable and something very special.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? What the fuck, dude? I'm literally freaking out.
All right, so later that month in September 2015, Year 1 Destiny 1 came to a close, and with it, Trials of Osiris came to a close for about a month or so. Now, during this time, I power grinded, which is something that many of you are familiar with now. It's something I do pretty much every season. I'm one of the first to get to the max power, and I always try to grind up power as efficiently as possible. We went into the King's Fall, going for the world's first. We got it completed in about 15 hours. I'm going to show you a reaction of that right now because that was a very exciting moment when we finally killed that dude at about 1 a.m. my time.
Yes! Guardian down.
Now, after we took down ORYX and King's Fall, it was more raid carries, honestly, while I waited for Trials to come back. And when Trials did eventually come back, I went straight back to Trials carries full time. In mid-October of 2015, I hit a milestone I had set for myself of 5,000 follows. And because Stinky Pinky had done his $1,000 tip, we reached an incentive I never thought we would, which was reaching 5,000 follows as well as one individual donating $1,000 or more. What was I going to do when I hit those incentives? Wax my chest.
And a little bit here. Breathing. Yeah, perfect. There you go.
So the chest waxing thing wasn't that bad, although the ingrown hairs afterward, those were bad. I continued to grind, get people flawless, averaging a little over 100 views at this point. And on November 30th, 2015, with my dad just in the other room, this is now about a little 9.5 months or so after I initially first started streaming, I get news via an email that something pretty special is about to happen.
Hey Dad, I apologize in advance for what I'm about to do. Hi Jake, thanks for applying to your Twitch partner program. We reviewed your channel and we think you'd be a great fit. We have accepted your application. Yes, let's go!
Congratulations, dude.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Dude, yes!
We did it. I was a Twitch partner, which back then and still today was a very rare feat. You were supposed to average 500 viewers to get Twitch partner back then. I was around about 150 or so when I applied. I didn't expect it at all, but somehow they noticed that there was a very magical thing going on my channel, and they decided that I was partner worthy. So what's the best thing to do as soon as you get partnered? Take a 1-month trip away from the stream. Just kidding. That's obviously not the right strategy. But pretty much as soon as I got partnered, Kelsey finished college. She was 1 semester behind me. And we had been planning on taking a 1-month trip to Europe together as soon as we graduated college for a long time. So I get partner, and then I took a month away from the stream, which was kind of difficult for me. I'm sure many of you know by now how much I invest into the stream and how much I care about the success of it and how much I care about the community in my channel. So taking a month away right after such a special moment was tough. So during that month, I thought to myself, what can I do to make it so when I come back, there is a big exciting event? What can I do to make it so everyone's looking forward to my return? And I decided I'm going to try something silly. I'm going to try a 36-hour stream. And during that 36-hour stream, we got over 500 viewers for my first time ever. People donated over $2,000 for me to delete my Warlock. And it was a very special and honestly, I think stream-changing, career-changing moment for me.
Excellent.
No.
So after my 36-hour stream, I moved from Las Vegas, which I never really mentioned to you guys. That's where I was living when I was taking my year away or my year off. I went to Las Vegas to potentially be a poker pro. I wanted to try out being a professional poker player, but instead I ended up investing all of my time and energy into streaming. So I was in Las Vegas and I never really left the damn place that I was staying in. But anyway, we moved, Kelsey and I, together to Denver. And the reason we moved to Denver is because I had a little bit of a connection there. I knew a real estate agent who was a friend and basically told me, hey, if you graduate college and want to move here, you can get your real estate license and I can work with you and you can have a job with me. I'll be your mentor and I'll get you work. And I was like, cool. It's good to have an offer. Good to have somewhere for me to be. Denver was a cool growing place, and Kelsey and I decided this makes the most sense for us. At that time, I was making between $2,000 and $3,000 a month on Twitch, and Kelsey wasn't working. So you can imagine it's enough to get by, but barely. I'm talking like you can buy food and you can pay rent, and you're probably still not coming out ahead. So we needed to figure out something. She got a part-time job, but for me, it was like, all right, this isn't enough for me to be doing this as a career. I need to have something ready in the background. So I took Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays off for about a month and only streamed trials. And during those Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I was studying for my real estate license. Thank goodness that didn't end up happening. Instead, during March and April of 2016, something a little bit more special happened. I discovered the ability to 1v3 in Trials of Osiris. And I have made over 100 YouTube videos of me going into Trials of Osiris and 1v3ing. I'm sure many of you discovered my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel because of 1v3 trials. Hell, drop a comment in chat if you're one of those who found the channel because of 1v3s. The reason 1v3s were so pivotal for me is because it brought so much momentum to the channel, and so much of that momentum allowed for my channel to go from I'm making minimal, barely can get by money to, okay, I don't need to do my real estate stuff. This is a full-time job, and I am now making enough to support myself, to support my wife, and to, with full confidence, invest all my time and energy back into this thing once again. All right, so things are going well for me on Twitch, right? The 1v3s have kind of ignited my YouTube. A lot of people coming from YouTube over to Twitch, either to just check out the gameplay or maybe try to get a trials carry. Things are going well. Guess what? Another amazing thing happens in April of 2016. A new update happens, and the power that you were able to be increases, I think, from 320 to 335. It took the world's second about 12 hours to get to 335. Just so happens that I got there in 4 hours. So by a large margin, I was the world's first 335 power, which was the highest power you could possibly be. And I made a YouTube video basically just discussing like how I got there, and it got over 100,000 views. I had kind of established myself as a power grinder. I had good, efficient methods for getting to the highest power you could at the beginning of new updates. And the people that were watching my 1v3s, plus the people that found out I was good at grinding PvE as well and grinding power, flooded my channel all at once. And I went from, 100 to 150 average viewers in 2015, late 2015, early 2016 to 2, 3, 4, 5-ish hundred. And by that summer, I'm talking 700, 800 kind of viewers. It was definitely growing and growing. I continued to do trials carries the entire time. I was doing, even to backtrack a little bit more, I had an interview with IGN. I talked with the fire team chat about my ability to get to high power, and I think that also brought a lot of new eyes to the channel. So I continued to do all my carries. We did another 36-hour stream in June of 2016, so my second 36-hour stream in 2016. That once again brought with it a ton of hype and a lot of new viewers to the channel. 36-hour streams, although I don't recommend them because they're horrible for you and extremely tough to do, they do definitely bring a lot of new people to the channel because you're on it all hours of the day and people can get into the channel and see what's going on. They get the vibe. They're like, all right, he's at hour 17 of 36. Like he's almost halfway there. And then it's an easy thing for people to kind of go along with and understand. And it definitely generates a lot of just like natural hype. So although I don't necessarily recommend them, they did help my channel grow a lot. I continue with the 1v3s as well. Every Sunday at noon Pacific time, I do 1v3s. That way, everybody on Twitch knew when the 1v3s are going to happen live. Everybody on YouTube knew when the 1v3s were going to happen live. And these 1v3s were so good for my Twitch channel because of how many extra viewers it brought in, but also for my YouTube channel. I went from posting videos that would get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 views to posting videos that would sometimes reach the hundreds of thousands. In fact, I have one with over 500,000 views. I don't even know what it's at today. It might even be more than that. I'm sure Stonewall might show you an image of what actual viewership that 1v3 reached. But it was explosively helpful for my channel. During the summer of 2016, a couple other cool things happened. I already mentioned one of them, the 36-hour stream. I forgot to mention one of the incentives if we got a certain number of tips and donations throughout that stream was I was going to dye my hair orange. Yeah, you might be getting a little video or a few pictures of what that looks like now. But anyway, I did dye my hair orange. I dressed up as a carrot and did I did a 12-hour 1v3 stream. That was interesting and definitely very tough mentally. I also went to GuardianCon, which was my first ever convention that I had been to, and it was the coolest thing ever. I was very much so treated like a celebrity there, and I was not expecting that. I went into it thinking, okay, some people might know me, I might know some people, this will be interesting. No. It was almost like I was Brad Pitt for a day. It was so cool. Like lines and lines of people trying to get autographs, trying to get pictures. It was the most eye-opening, incredible experience I think I've ever had. I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. And it definitely brought a fire back towards streaming for me of this idea of like, these aren't just numbers on a web page, right? When I'm streaming and it says 527 viewers, that's not just a number that I'm trying to grow larger. That is 500 people watching my content for one reason or another. Some to get a carry, some to learn how to get better, some who maybe just aren't in a good place and this is the place they want to be. Some who just are in a great place and this is a fun place for them to be and they love the community and they love the channel. Whatever it might be, it was eye-opening for me and really did make my personal attachment to my broadcast grow. All right, so now, August 2016, I did something called Drunkopoly for the second time at that point. It is when I play Monopoly on Xbox with friends and moderators from the channel, and we get absolutely ridiculously wasted. Hey, drink responsibly. We did not on these nights. We got a little bit too drunk, and I don't do Drunkopoly very often anymore because, well, I drink too much when I do it. I don't feel good the next day, and I certainly say and do more on stream than I really should professionally. So we don't do it too much anymore, but the reason that this one stands out so much is after we finished our Drunkopoly session, we went and did 3 Drunk Bastards. It is a very well-known YouTube video of mine where Dan the Man, Azra, and myself, all very wasted, went into trials and actually went flawless while just silly drunk, making silly plays, laughing our asses off the whole time. But that is a big memory in video that stands out to me. All right, it is the end of Destiny 2 Year 2. It is September 2016 and Rise of Iron is coming out. I've done a 24-hour stream to celebrate Rise of Iron. I got to 385 light, which was the maximum light you could get to at that time in the first 24 hours, and I made a YouTube video talking about it. I believe it got about 140,000 views. So again, I was once again seen as the guy to go to get information about how to grind your power efficiently. And it was, or your light at that time. And it was a very, very effective thing for getting people into my channel. I had PvE people wanting to watch me because of my power grinding. I had PvP because of the trials carries and because of the 1v3s. And what happened at the beginning of Rise of Iron, week 1, I remember this so darn well. Remember when I mentioned a while back in the video that one of the things to become successful on Twitch is really just luck? You can dedicate yourself, schedule yourself, you can be amazing at the game, you could be the nicest person ever, and you could still go nowhere if you just don't have the right luck. I don't know what led to this next moment, but I am forever thankful for it. First, Trials of Osiris weekend in Rise of Iron. And the week before this, I was averaging 700 or 800 viewers, I'd say. All of a sudden, I had over 2,000 people watching me. And not just that first weekend. I'm talking every weekend for 3 or 4 months in a row. This was, at the moment, the best thing ever. It was incredible. The Destiny community was a thing I had been a part of for a long time, and I had been an active viewer and fan of a lot of the bigger streamers and had never ever considered myself to be one of them and had never thought I could possibly be one. But all of a sudden, I am at the top of the Destiny directory. And this was the best thing ever for so many reasons. But also, because of the mindset I had, it was a very negative thing as well. We'll get into that in a little bit. But I continue my trials carries, continue 1v3s on Sundays and posting them to YouTube. And my channel grew in average views and follows and in sub count. October, November, December, January into 2017. All right, 2017. Let's discuss this here a little bit. We had just moved, Kelsey and I, from Denver back to California. Denver, we didn't really have any reason to be there anymore. My job was full-time streaming. I didn't need my real estate connection. Kelsey never really established any kind of work or anything she wanted to do there. We didn't know anyone, so it's like, let's just go where we grew up. Let's move back to the Bay Area, California, be near some friends and family, and we know what we want to do now, so let's do it. So we moved there at the end of 2016, leading into 2017. And 2017 is the first time, right at the beginning, really, that all this uphill that had been happening for the past 2 years, like everything I was doing was leading to more and more success, more and more growth, more and more fun. 2017, at the very beginning of the year, that started to change. Let's discuss why. So one of the reasons I think things started to get a little iffy was, well, Destiny 2 or Destiny 1 was no longer in a very good state. Year 3 brought with it an artifact called Scories, which allowed people to basically camp in little corners of the map together and all gain their super extremely quickly. It made the gameplay itself horrible and not fun. Also, the player base wasn't doing that well. It's year 3. A lot of people who would play Destiny year 1 and year 2 had moved on to other games. So we had a smaller player base. People were waiting for Destiny 2, which was coming up in the fall of 2017. People weren't enjoying the Trials gameplay as much. And, well, it left me getting really frustrated. And I'm not going to lie to you. There were a lot more streams than I'd like to admit where I was salty, pissed off, frustrated, and probably leaking toxicity into my stream. My viewer count was definitely decreasing. I thought the main reason that was happening was because Destiny 2 was coming out. And I still today think that is the main reason. Destiny 2 was coming out in the fall. People were losing their interest in Destiny 1. I'll just play other things and wait until Destiny 2 comes out. But it also probably had a little bit to do with my frustration and toxicity. That led me into March of 2017, where I decided I am going to try streaming a different game for the first time ever. Let's try out a game called H1Z1. So H1Z1 was something I did at the end of some of my trial streams, whether it would be halfway through, realistically the last couple hours, very end of the stream. H1Z1 was the thing that I was able to switch to when I had been fed up with trials, over it, and I needed to get to something else. It was my first ever PC game. And those of you who had the privilege of watching my streams when I first started playing H1Z1 may remember just how hilarious they were. I'm talking no ability to play whatsoever. I had never used mouse and keyboard to play a game in my life. trying to understand how to use my left hand to maneuver WASD and move around while using my right hand on my mouse to aim and look at different places. It was like my brain was understanding a new language for the first time. It was horrible. But month by month, day by day even, I just continue to get better and better and better. We had some of the funniest moments I have ever had on my stream across these 6 years playing H1Z1. I did drunk H1Z1 streams. I did silly screw around H1Z1 streams. There were tons and tons and tons of YouTube content on my channel for H1Z1. And this was across March 2017 to August 2017. It was throughout that entire period of time. I'm not ready to fast forward all the way to August though. We got more to talk about what happened in those summer or during those summer months and whatnot. But yeah, H1Z1 March to August, first PC game, first chance really playing something other than Destiny. And it was wonderfully amazing for everybody involved. Although it wasn't great for my viewership and whatnot. We did a ton of H1Z1 bets. I would bet every game. I would place a carrot bet and let everybody bet on how many kills they thought I would get. Option 1 was 1. Option 2 was 2. 3, 4, and 5 was 5 plus. Option 6 was 0 kills, and people would have a blast betting every time I went into a game how many kills I'd get or if I'd die without any kills and whatnot. It was, man, people in the comments can probably tell you. A lot of people still look back and say H1Z1 was the most fun they ever had on my channel. All right, so April 2017, we did something pretty cool. We, across 3 different days, 12 hours each day, so 36 hours in total, raised money for my local Humane Society shelter, the Marin Humane. And what's cool about this, you'll probably see some of the images going across your screen now. There was a very successful event. What's cool about this is we raised over $38,000 for the Marin Humane. And they didn't expect it at all. I came knocking on their door saying, hey, I broadcast video games online. Can I raise money for you guys? Like, if I did, what would it go to? And they were probably like, who is this guy? What is he going to do for us? He'll probably raise, $20-30. Like, who really cares? Why are we wasting our time discussing with this guy? And within the first 2 hours, we raised $10,000. And I remember the texts I were getting from them, the emails I was getting from them, they were just amazed at what the Twitch community and the Jungle Squad could do. We had them in the channel the entire weekend rooting us on. We had some phrases like what the fur that we were saying to make it so we were minimally saying swear words and whatnot. It was an incredible event. And we'll be doing another event like that very soon, actually. Not for the Marin Humane this time, but for another local animal organization. More information on that to come soon. But if you want to be a part of another magical event like that, like we did back in 2017, stay tuned. More announcements on my Twitter and whatnot coming soon. But the Marin Humane stream was another one of those big iconic moments in my 6 years on Twitch that people look back on, remember fondly, and something I certainly will remember forever because it was just so cool what the Jungle Squad was able to do and the impact that we were all able to have. All right, so the summer of 2017, I wasn't doing amazing as far as enjoying Destiny, like I kind of alluded to earlier. I was kind of just in this get through it mode. Like, okay, Destiny 2 is right around the corner. Destiny 1 is like, they took away special weapons. Like, you spawned in with no special ammos. It was like a sidearm meta and like a freaking sticky grenade meta and plus like all the score nonsense. Like, it was kind of a disaster, all right? It was kind of a disaster. So I was sort of in get through it mode. Try to get through the streams to get to H1Z1. Try to get through the streams to get to Destiny 2 coming up in September. During 2017, or the summer of it, the viewership was declining, like I alluded to earlier. We still had some fun, though. We still had some good 1v3s. We still had a lot of trials carries. We had things like Steve Mejorada occur in that summer. For those who don't know, the legend of Steve, a man who I once 1v3'd, learned, hey, this guy would be fun to get flawless because he really doesn't know how to move around the map very well. We got Steve, a Spanish-speaking Guardian, flawless, one of my most successful videos on YouTube. We also did some other fun things that summer. I went to GuardianCon in 2017, met a lot of fans once again, made a cool YouTube video called GuardianCon 2017, just kind of going over the whole thing, although there's some copyright music in there. I went skydiving in the summer 2017. Somehow that YouTube video has over 200,000 views. I don't know why, but hey, I will take it. We had the beta for Destiny 2 come out in 2017. We played the beta. Didn't really love it. Double primary meta scared me. I wasn't that into it. Made some YouTube videos anyway. But the big thing that happened in summer 2017, I got freaking married. Got married in 2017, August 5th to be exact, to my lovely wifey, Kelsey. and we streamed 20 minutes of it. Actually, I've got it saved on my desktop still. We streamed for 20 minutes during that because I wanted to make sure to include the Jungle Squad, a community that I was starting to consider family at this point. I wanted to include everybody on at least some of it. So that was another very big milestone, not just getting married, but having the Jungle Squad share that with me. I don't think we have any YouTube content of the marriage, but I could try to find a way to get that to you. Maybe look out in the future for getting that really, really special stream to you guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all waited for. Destiny 2 comes out September 2017. I am so excited. This is going to be the biggest moment for me as a gamer. This is going to be the biggest moment for me as a streamer. I have let 9 months of frustration build myself up to thinking this is going to be the best thing ever, and there's no way it won't. Yeah, guys, Destiny 2 year one, it was not the play. So when Destiny 2 comes out, let's not sugarcoat it. It was a disaster. I made a YouTube video called Dear Bungie, Fix Your Game. It got 135,000+ views. People were all about it. I basically just laid into them. Here's all the problems. Here's what you need to do. Fix it. This game is going to crap. And it has over 2,000 comments. Like, people really, really agree with what I was saying and had a lot of things they wanted to say as well. Destiny 2 wasn't doing well. My viewers were bleeding away. Everybody that loved that game was no longer wanting to play it or watch it. I was in a spot of honestly internal chaos. What do I do? I built up myself for 9 months telling myself Destiny 2 was going to be amazing when it came out, and it just wasn't. So what do I do? Well, at this exact moment, Fortnite had come out. And Fortnite, whether you love it or you hate it or you're somewhere in between, it did do amazing things for the gaming community, right? It brought tons of people that did not game, that did not know about gaming, that did not stream, that did not know about streaming into the gaming and streaming world. I will always be grateful for Fortnite for it doing that. But also, I will always be grateful for Fortnite because it introduced an opportunity for me. An opportunity to find a game that I loved and step away from Destiny while Destiny was failing. Not feeling like I needed to ground myself in this game because let's admit it, when I streamed Destiny, my views were about triple what they were when I streamed Fortnite. So it gave me an opportunity to break away from what almost felt like a jail cell. Streaming Destiny 2 in year one was so bad. It was that bad. It gave me this opportunity to stream something I loved. And even though it sacrificed numbers on the channel, it was something I enjoyed. All right, so we're reaching the end of 2017 now, and we're actually moving away from California. We got a house in Vancouver, Washington, the same house that I'm in currently today. We realized that, well, California, the Bay Area, it's expensive. Taxes are high, cost of living is high, rent is high, everything about it is expensive. And sure, we had some family there, but most of our friends weren't there because it was too expensive to be there. Why are we bleeding away all the damn money I'm earning on Twitch in this shitty apartment with no friends really nearby, paying all these extra taxes? So we moved to Vancouver, Washington. There's no state income tax here. Decided to camp out here. We went to school in Oregon, just about an hour south in Salem, so we knew a bunch of people in this area from college, and we established our roots here. Now back to the gaming side of things. At this point in time, and we're going to transition now into 2018, let's say January 2018, I am streaming Fortnite. I'm averaging about 400 to 500 viewers a stream, and I am playing Destiny 2 only on Fridays. On Fridays, I'm streaming Trials of the 9 with Newberry and DeFizzle and a carry. So it was Newberry, DeFizzle, me, plus a carry streaming Trials of the 9 on Fridays. And we'd be getting people flawless, but at a much slower rate because I only did it once a week. So that was my Destiny 2 break. I'd go play Destiny 2 on Xbox, getting people flawless in Trials of the 9. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those were the days that I was playing Fortnite. Fortnite was its own event, really. It was something that I could just play and not really care about. We made tons of YouTube videos with highlights. I got really good at it. I'm talking really good, where I would load into games and I'd win almost every time it felt like. I would go on streaks all the time of 3 wins in a row, 1 loss, 4 wins in a row, 2 losses, 3 wins in a row, loss, win, win, win. Like, it just kept happening. It was really cool. So we'd make all these highlight videos and I would do all these weird things. Like I would go into random queue duos and meet random people and be silly and get them, try to get a win with them and whatnot. Fortnite was fun. I met a lot of content creators during the Fortnite time. We're still early 2018. I actually got hosted by Ninja in 2018, or at the beginning of 2018. I even did duos with Ninja in February of 2018. My man had 90,000 Twitch viewers, and I was doing duos with this dude. This is at the height of him being like the star of the Twitch world and the gaming world. I knew him from before. I knew him from Halo. He knew me from streaming. We met each other back at the at TwitchCon in 2017, which I didn't mention. I did go to TwitchCon in 2017 and 18 as well. More conventions, more getting a chance to feel special, meet all the people that I had, met online but never seen face to face. I love those conventions, and I can't wait till they happen again one day. But silly Fortnite highlights, meeting content creators, having huge opportunities to play with people like Ninja, didn't really lead anywhere as far as my overall content creation success with Fortnite. All right, so let's get a little more serious for a moment and talk about realistically just a block of 6 months. We're talking January through June of 2018. Me playing Destiny 2 on Fridays and me playing Fortnite the rest of the time. I alluded to it earlier, this idea of like me averaging over 2,000 viewers at the end of 2017, or at the end of 2016 and beginning of 2017. How great it was, but also how horrible it was because I did not go into it with the right mindset. What I mean by that, I had this really unrealistic expectation because it's how my first 2 years on Twitch went. That expectation being that we would just ride this incline forever. Why are people going to stop watching? They're going to love me, right? Why are people going to leave the channel? They're going to love hanging out in this chat. I got a little bit too confident. I got a little bit cocky. I didn't understand that things do this. And even if it's your fault or not your fault, it's bound to happen. There's ups and downs in the streaming world and almost everything in the world. It was getting to me. It was very much starting to get to me in 2018. In 2017, although the numbers were going down, I had this, well, it's because Destiny 1's not fun anymore and people are waiting for Destiny 2. When Destiny 2 came out and was an absolute flop, and I was playing Fortnite and had, I don't know, a fifth of the viewership I used to have, it was absolutely starting to tear me down. I was trying anything I could to try to bring more viewers to the channel. I was doing viewer tournaments, which were a blast. There's tons of highlights of viewer tournaments where I would basically go into squad games, squads of 4. I would watch and commentate while all of them would compete for kills. So they were on a squad together, but they were actually individually competing to try to get the most kills. And we would do like 27 to start. Whoever got the most kills in the group of 3 would go down to the final 9. We'd do another 3 games. Those final 9 would go into the final 3, and there'd be a final showdown for carrots or for cash, whatever it was that they wanted. Tons of fun. Everybody loved it, but it did not get more people into the channel. And it was like, no matter what I did, more people wouldn't come into the channel. I was trying to be as creative as I possibly could. I did 24-hour streams. I did something called the Dirty Days, where I just streamed over 12 hours for 7 straight days. Try to get people in, like, look, I'm getting sweaty in here. I'm getting really crazy in here. Like, be a part of this. And although some of the viewers loved it, again, it didn't get more people in. And my average of 500 and 400 started to trickle down to less and less and less and less. It was not a good mental place for me. I tried really hard to get people back into the stream, and every time it didn't succeed, it wasn't something that I was able to say was random. It was my fault. Every time I made it my fault, when realistically it wasn't. I wasn't a Fortnite streamer. I never caught fire. I never got luck in the Fortnite world of getting more viewers there. It was out of my control realistically, but I blamed it on myself, and I took that weight every single night when I ended my stream forward, and it didn't really make it so my time with my wife was as enjoyable because I wasn't myself. I was sad. I was frustrated. It was a bad time for the stream. Now, not everything was really that bad during that summer. I don't want it to make it sound like I was as miserable and the stream was horrible. Like, we had a bunch of fun with Fortnite. I tried things called the Sunday Brawl, where a bunch of friends me and Stranger would compete against Brood and Rocky every Sunday, trying to get more kills than each other, and I'd make an event out of it. I did a tournament for just the overall Fortnite community that got like thousands of entries, and that was a ton of fun. I surprised Kelsey with a car in June of 2018. We had been talking about getting her a Subaru, and my chat knew about it, but she did not. And we raised money little by little by little with the help of my generous chat. Bought her a car in June of 2018, and maybe Stonewall will show you a few moments from that, because I was recording her while she drove up and saw her brand new car for the first time and had no idea it was happening. Another thing was happening in the summer of 2018. Again, the stream was doing fine. The numbers weren't, and I was letting that affect me mentally. But overall, when I was going live, I was having fun and people were having fun. I was getting frustrated because the numbers weren't where I wanted them to be. And I've learned since then to not worry about that as much. We'll get more into that later. But other than my off-stream frustration with numbers, the stream was doing great. Everybody was having a blast, including myself. And we had this beautiful thing called Forsaken coming out in that fall of 2018 that I had to look forward to. Now, another thing happened at the end of the summer of 2018 that was extremely special, and that was the Fortnite Summer Skirmish. All right, August 2018. I was invited by Twitch and Epic to participate in the Fortnite Summer Skirmish. It was a competition between well-known Twitch streamers and Fortnite professionals. They would team up together and against each other and compete for a pretty good chunk of change. Before this point, I had never taken Fortnite competitively, okay? I'm still new to mouse and keyboard, respectively, right? I've been playing it at this point in 2018 for about a year and a half, but not full-time. It was still relatively new for me compared to some people who've been playing CSGO and whatnot for 10 plus years, but Fortnite was something I did for fun, played it with friends, competed against friends, did solos, it was just all casual pub stuff that I did. Nothing serious, none of this like really competitive, ultra sweaty stuff that you saw a lot of people doing in Fortnite at this time. When I was invited to this tournament, I decided, you know what? I am going to take this seriously. I'm going to spend a week and a half really practicing, going into scrims, and like doing build-offs in private lobbies or in creative mode is what it was called. So I spent a week and a half basically training on stream, doing build-offs against really good players and pros, doing scrims and getting annihilated, but practicing, really going for it, wanting to say I gave it my all when the Summer Skirmish happened. Summer Skirmish, August 25th, 6th, 7th, one of those days of 2018. Me and a man named Vivid, a very good Fortnite player, a pro, went in together. And again, I had no expectations, right? There's some incredible players in here. There's Ninja and Dr. Lupo as a team. There's a bunch of people from Liquid playing together. A bunch of these professional orgs that all have like incredible players together on their team of 2. It's 100 people in total, 50 teams of 2. And so many of those teams are just stacked. Just stacked. So we went in just wanting to have fun. And actually, we have a YouTube video highlighting the entire event, where at the very beginning of that YouTube video, we in fact talk about how we're just going to take it for fun. We're just there to meet each other. Well, as it turns out, sure, we might have just been there to hang out and try to make a little extra money on the side through this tournament. It ended up being a lot more than that. In fact, it ended up being one of the most amazing experiences of my entire life. Game after game, we collected points after points. We got kills, finished near first place time and time again. And by the end of this tournament, we noticed that we were at the top. We had one game left with Ninja and Dr. Lupo right behind us and tons of professionals right behind us. We had a chance. And the winning team, by the way, got over $40,000, divided in 2, but that's still like $22,000, $23,000 each if you come in first place in this thing. Final game, I've never been more excited and nervous at the same time. We get a lot of kills, and this tournament was all about getting kills to get points and finishing near the top to get placement points as well. We placed near the top, got a bunch of kills, and had one of the most exciting moments ever when we realized, when that leaderboard refreshed, we just won the frickin' Summer Skirmish. Now, after winning the Summer Skirmish, funny enough, we're about a week and a half away from Forsaken coming out, and I had a very interesting decision to make. Do I use this Summer Skirmish win as a springboard to try to get more traction in the Fortnite world? Maybe I compete in more tournaments, maybe I just am a well-known streamer now and maybe I can gain traction there. Or do I, like I've planned for the past 2 months, go back to Destiny 2, try out Forsaken, and see what it's got? Well, a lot of deliberation for me. I decided, and I'm so thankful I decided this. I decided, you know what? I want to go back and try Destiny 2. That's what I want to give a shot again. I like Destiny. The community there is great. My overall Twitch channel does better when I stream Destiny, and I miss the game. I want to go back. Went back to Destiny 2. Went back to Forsaken. Had a great time, honestly. I power grinded like I always do. I chased exotics. I chased the last wish raid. I tried to get to 600 power as fast as I possibly could, which was a blast. And my channel did well, and I was doing great mentally, enjoying Destiny 2 for a while. Let's fast forward now until about November. This is important to remember because Trials wasn't a thing in the first season of Forsaken. Obviously, Trials is what I'm very well known for. It's a thing that I enjoy doing. It's the perfect thing for my channel. It's a natural way for me to hang out with viewers, give people reasons to watch the stream so they can earn the carrots that they need to get into the viewer or into the raffles and auctions. It allows me to show off my skill, have a clear goal of trying to get flawless, like get viewers rewards. Everything about it is awesome. I love Trials. It is everything I love about streaming as well. But it wasn't out for the first season of Forsaken. And the way that they worded it is kind of like Trials is going to go on a hiatus. Trials of the 9 is not what we liked. We're going to work on it and it'll be back soon. Which to me meant probably the following season. I was expecting it in like December or January, whenever the next season is. Next season comes out. December 2018, January 2019. No Trials. And at this point, I'm getting a little frustrated. I was kind of running out of things to do. I was grinding Triumph scores. I was grinding everything you could possibly do in the game to get seals. Very, very tedious, repetitive things, but that's what I was doing. I wanted to collect everything. Get every exotic, every weapon, every Triumph, every seal. Let me go all in and try to get this while I basically wait to hear news about whether or not Trials will come back. February 14th, I'm pretty sure. 2019, Valentine's Day. My heart's broken when Bungie announces that, well, Trials of Osiris is not coming back anytime soon. So when Bungie makes this announcement on February 14th, 2019, I'm not only just devastated as a Destiny fan, but I'm devastated and terrified as a content creator. And I'll get into that in a moment. But first of all, Bungie 6 months prior, August of 2018, had really told us like, hey, we're going to work on Trials. We're going to figure out how to make this a better thing for everybody. Let's get it done. Now, fast forward 6 months later, they tell us on the 14th that they don't even have a freaking clue what the future of Trials will look like. So that tells me it's not like it's still 2 months away, 3 months away. We're talking probably at least a year away at this point. And that ended up being true. It came out in March of 2020, so it was still 13 months away. I didn't know that at the time. I was devastated. I was pissed. I made a YouTube video basically talking about, and this is on the 14th of 2019, talking about Destiny 2 Trials and how horribly frustrating it was that Bungie would basically bait us by telling us Trials is going to come soon, Trials is going to come soon, like we're working on it, to then telling us we haven't done anything for 6 months. It's not coming out anytime soon. Now, the reason I was devastated as a streamer and just terrified as a streamer is the mental health side of things. I have been doing fine numbers-wise, which again, I cared way too much about back then, on Destiny 2, but it was nothing like it had been a year and a half prior. I was averaging 600, 700, 800 viewers, or even less, I think. Not 22, 23, 2400 like I was at the pinnacle of my career, at that point at least, back in late 2016, early 2017. I set myself up on a pedestal back at that point and thought I should always be able to get back there, and I just couldn't. So now that Trials wasn't coming out, and it was clear to me I have no clear path back to that level of success again. What do I do? What do I freaking do now? I was scared. I don't want to play Destiny. I'm pissed at Bungie. Trials isn't coming anytime soon. I've gotten all the triumphs and seals that I basically can right now. Like, what the heck do I do? At this point, a game called Apex Legends, pretty similar to Fortnite in the sense that it was a battle royale, just had come out. And I figured, you know what? Screw it. I'm diving in. Let's try out Apex Legends. Apex Legends, as far as the game is concerned, was awesome. I've got highlights all over the place on YouTube of fantastic plays, of clutch moments, of just amazing wins. It's very similar to how Fortnite felt when it first came out. The player base was thriving. I was winning match after match after match after match. It felt like I won almost every match I went into. It was a game of threes, right? Unlike Fortnite, where it was mostly solos, was what I played. Apex was teams of three. 20 teams of three loading into a 60-person battle royale. And I was very good at it. We, like I said, have a lot of YouTube videos up there. Hopefully Stonewall might throw you some of the highlights and show you a little bit what I'm talking about. Now, one of the things that I did in Apex that was a huge success is something called Claim the Throne. And I loved this, and I still think this is one of the coolest things I ever did for my channel. Claim the Throne was a raffle or auction, basically. And that wasn't even auction. It was a buy-in system. You pay 400 carats, you come in, and you try to claim the throne. Every month, the throne gets reset, and we get to try again. What is Claim the Throne? Well, 2 viewers come in together, both paying 400 carats. They join me to form a team of 3, and we go in and we try to get wins. What happens when we get a win? Our total kills equals our total points. So let's say we all get 6 kills. We have 18 points. We go into the next match. If we win that match, however many kills we got adds to our score. So let's say we get 6 kills each again. We now have a score of 36. But at any point, if we lose, that terminates the score. So if in game 3 we all get 18 kills, but we come in second place, our score is not 54, it's 36. Now I get 2 new viewers in and we try again. So we had to go on win sprees, right? We had to literally go on winning sprees, but we also had to get kills in order to get points. This allowed for people to come in who weren't as great at the game and just wanted to hang out, have a chance of trying to win some games. It allowed sweatier people to come in and really try to get the highest scores they possibly could, be super aggressive, just go, go, go. Let's try to get kills, because we're naturally going to get better loot by doing it and get wins. It was a super fun activity for everybody involved, not just the players and myself, but also the viewers, because they understood what was going on. I put the score on the screen. It was really clear what was happening. People were all about it. Now, here's the important thing. It was so successful for me mentally. It was so successful for the viewers who were playing and the viewers who were watching. It did not translate to success in terms of anything Twitch numbers related. At this point in time, it is March, April, May of 2019, and my average viewership is the lowest it's been in 3 years. It's around 250 viewers. Now, 250 viewers is still a lot. It's totally enough with my very supportive community to at least make ends meet and be able to like pay the bills that I need to pay. I also have some set aside from the Fortnite Summer Skirmish win and generosity from viewers in years and months prior that even if, I stopped making money streaming, I would be okay for a little bit. But I took it way too hard mentally, way too hard. It had now been 2 years that my stream was just going downhill in terms of views. And like I had mentioned, I kept trying these ideas, Claim the Throne, Fortnite tournaments, like all these different creative things I could do to try to bring more people to the channel. And none of it was working. And I took it as a personal failure. And every night when I ended my stream, I carried that frustration, that sadness, that fear, what's going to happen with my channel. I took it forward and I took it to outside of the stream, hanging out with my wife, exercising, whatever it might be. That frustration lingered outside of the stream and it was really unhealthy. So I had a lot of really, really, really tough conversations with my wife, with friends, definitely a ton of time thinking to myself about what the play is. And in the middle of May 2019, I made one of the toughest decisions I've ever made. But as we will find out, one of the best decisions I've ever made. That decision was that I was going to step away from Twitch for a while. I was going to reframe my mindset. I was going to come back, hopefully not only just to a better streaming mentality, but also to a better gaming mentality. Because at this point, Apex Legends was fun, but it had started to lose its flair. It left me in a spot of I don't really want to play Apex. There's nothing to do. I don't really want to play Destiny. There's nothing to do. And there's no other games catching my eye. That combined with my stream not doing so great and me taking it so horribly mentally, it seemed to make sense to me that I need to take a break. I need to get away from gaming and streaming. I need to refocus my mindset, come back fresh, ready to play games, and also ready to stream again. So telling my Twitch viewers live on stream that I was going to take a break from Twitch was definitely one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I know I've used this a lot, but we are telling you all the most memorable moments from the past 6 years. So even if I say it a lot, it's very true. It was one of the most memorable things that I've ever experienced in my life. Me telling my Twitch chat with the chat hidden and me just kind of monologuing for 15 straight minutes that I was going to take the break and explaining all the reasons why. I go back from a full screen of my OBS recording software to looking at my chat to see it just blowing up with love and support for what I was doing. I was scared people were going to be mad at me, upset with me, telling me not to do it, telling me it's a bad idea, but instead it was the absolute opposite. And it still makes me emotional to even just reflect on the amount of support for me taking care of myself mentally, people telling me that they'd be there for me when I got back, people telling me the years I had invested into the stream wasn't going to get washed away from a few months away. In fact, they would still be there, more energetic and excited for my return. It broke me down. I have a YouTube video from May 17th, 2019 called I'm Taking a Break, My Twitch Story. If you've never watched it, you might want to go watch it. I allude to everything I've just been discussing with my mental health and whatnot in much more depth than I have in this video. And I think I do show my chat in that video as well, and kind of you can get a little insight, or you can get a little sneak preview, not sneak preview, but you can see me breaking down in it as well. A very powerful moment for me, and a very, very important summer for me. I spent that summer 3.5 months traveling to places I've been wanting to travel to, seeing friends and family I've been wanting to see, spending time with friends and family I've been wanting to spend more time with, taking more time for myself and just relaxing a little bit more, taking some personal trips, spending way more time with my wife and doing more fun, adventurous things with my wife. Best 3.5 months I've had in a long, long, long time for my mental health. It was fantastic. And guess what? By the end of it, September 7th, 2019, the day that I returned to streaming, I was ready for it. I was excited to game again. I was excited to stream again. I missed my viewers very much. I was on Twitter and Discord and hanging out with people, you know, through those things. But I missed being live streaming. I was excited to do it again. That passion had flared back up. I was excited to game again. I was excited to try Destiny again. And honestly, I had changed my mindset successfully in those 3.5 months. And this is so important for anybody trying to stream or make YouTube videos or whatever content you're trying to provide in your life. If you are trying to be a content creator, this is so important. I learned to not care about the numbers. Sure, it's easier said than done, right? I want 18 million people watching me and I want to make millions of dollars. Like, of course I want all those things. Like, who wouldn't want all of your numbers to be to the freaking moon? But I learned that that's not what it's about. It's about trying to make a community. It's about trying to enjoy myself. And it's about trying to bring to that community I've created the best content I can. And by doing so, my stream has actually been succeeding a lot over the last 1.5 years since my return in September of 2019. Let's get in to how the 1.5 years has been since my return. All right, so it's September, it's 2019, and I am back and I am streaming full time. Realistically, things just kind of went back to the way they were in previous new Destiny expansions, but with a better mindset. I was back to power grinding when new updates came out. I was back to trying to get through the raid as quick as I could with raid teams. I was back to helping viewers with the raid. I was back to playing a lot of Crucible and trying to help people in comp and stuff like that. Just overall general Destiny content, but with a better mindset. I was still extremely hopeful that Trials was going to come out soon. The meta was pretty good. I was enjoying it a lot. And Trials felt like it would be a very good thing for the game at that point. Back in Destiny 2 Year 1, again, Trials wasn't great. Even though it was out, it was double primary meta, 4v4, not elimination. It just felt so out of place. But now, good weapon meta, special weapons are back in the game, 3v3 elimination potentially. It seemed like it was finally a good time for it. So I got through those last months in 2019 and the first months in 2020, really hopeful that Trials is around the corner, but strong enough mentally to recognize that, hey, even if Trials doesn't come out, I'm having fun with Destiny now. I'm having fun growing my viewership back from 300 to 400 to 500. I'm having fun with all the people that are coming to chat, both old and new, that even if Trials doesn't come out, I'll feel good enough about my ability to continue playing Destiny or transition to a different game. I didn't feel so tied to it. I didn't feel so fearful if Trials didn't come out. I was very flexible and very open to what the future might bring. Well, guess what? Now that I don't feel like I need Trials to come out for me, it comes out. Guess what's announced in February of 2020? Trials of Osiris returning to Destiny 2 in March. And holy crap, I was excited. Now, let's fast forward to March 13th, 2020. This is another day that stands out as one of the most memorable days in my life as well as in my Twitch career. Trials comes out. With it, an absolute boom of viewership and new faces to the channel. And guess what else comes with it? World's first flawless. Now, World's First Flawless was something I never dreamed of at all. It was me, Bandwipe, who's a friend, but not somebody who I like play competitively with very often, and another friend who I had never even played with in the past like 6 months. The three of us together, a team that had never once played together as a team of three, went into trials just thinking, this will be fun, let's see what can happen. We went against some of the sweatiest teams ever and had an epic 5-4 showdown on our flawless game, and somehow squeaked through and got to the lighthouse first. Now, I know that I've mentioned how numbers aren't that important, but I still think it's really important to touch on numbers just to give you a sense of like, this is a highlight of my 6 years on Twitch, and I think breaking down numbers for you is a good representation of how I was doing on Twitch and how my content was doing on Twitch. So right before trials, the week before, I was averaging like 800 viewers. Maybe people were coming back because trials was coming around the corner and people were like, hey, this guy is good at trials and does carries. Like, let's go back to his channel. Like, we liked it here when trials was a thing. Who knows why, but the channel was growing leading into trials. Trials weekend was insane. I got to 13,000 viewers on the first day. I averaged 5,000 and 4,000 viewers on Saturday and Sunday. Not just got to that number, but averaged them across like 18-hour streams. The first week that took place for that season, March, I don't know, 10th through 16th or something like that. The first week that took place, I streamed over 110 hours. And through that 110-hour absolute grind, I saw more views and I saw more new faces than I had seen ever. It was incredible. And not only that, but trials felt amazing. The first weekend of trials was populated. It was on Burnout, aka Burning Shrine. It brought with it everything that felt special to trials. It was a 3v3 elimination. It was fun because the player base was small. It wasn't that sweaty for really good players. We could go flawless with carries very easily. It was perfect. It was literal perfection. And so many of you who are listening to this right now probably found my channel that weekend. Hi, thanks for finding my channel that weekend. That was a special weekend for me. Let's talk about what happened after that first weekend. So with trials coming back and with 1v3s being such a successful thing in my past, I figured why not try out 1v3s once again. So I gave 1v3s a shot. I dabbled in them and I continue to do trials carries, of course. I was playing on both PC and Xbox. But the whole idea was, let me just try and do some 1v3s on PC. Let me try to do some 1v3s on Xbox and see if we can kind of catch that fire again. Ignite that passion that I had for once upon a time and bring all that excitement back to it. Unfortunately, trials kind of started to go downhill pretty fast. Although it was fantastic for my channel, and honestly, I love trials so much, it's fantastic for me to have a clear goal every time I started my stream of getting people flawless and trying to get new viewers in to play the game with me and whatnot. Although those clear goals were there, the playlist itself started to struggle. And with that, 1v3s pretty quickly went away. Let's talk about, with 1v3s going away and with the playlist struggling, why did the playlist struggle? What did I do as a result? And what kind of happened from there? So a quick backtrack, by the way, with me getting World's First Flawless and trials coming out, and I think all the dedication I had put into Destiny 1 trials, people already knew my channel was a trials channel. I then get World's First, and unfortunately, but fortunately in this one scenario for me, with COVID being a thing, I kind of hit the perfect storm of things happening at once. Trials comes out, people return to my channel for it. I go World's First Flawless, people learn of me for it. And COVID now, people are out of work or at home or quarantined. They're looking for something to do. So they come to my channel. My channel kind of exploded. I'm talking, 2,000, 3,000 to 4,000 viewers on average for the next, until now. Hell, it's still around that number. Maybe not 4,000, but you get the point. Like, I hit the perfect storm of things happening at once that really blew up my channel. I'm extremely grateful for it. But I also am keeping my mind in a good place and recognizing that if those numbers start to deteriorate, I'm not going to let it affect me. It is one of those things that I've got to just recognize. I'll do the best I can, and I'll be extremely grateful for those who are there, for the success I am seeing, and I won't let the things out of my control frustrate me. But here's one of the things out of my control. Trials and the success of Trials and the overall population of Trials. Trials was a blessing when it came out, but it unfortunately very quickly became a little bit of a yikes. The player base, it struggled. Let's talk about why. So there wasn't very good loot in Trials, first and foremost. The loot wasn't great, so people didn't really have that great of a reason to play. Also, there were a lot of DDoSers on Xbox, and I think I got a lot of that because I'm a streamer and people like DDoSing to get attention, you know? A lot of DDoSers on Xbox, a lot of cheaters on PC. Very quickly, Trials became sweatier and sweatier and sweatier as a snowball effect of casual players leaving the playlist because of cheaters, DDoSers, and bad loot continue to pile on. And I'm talking by April and May. I'm just a month or two after Trials releases. It's a really sweaty playlist. On Xbox, it was 30 frames. Me being on PC for the majority of the time, going to Xbox, it was like I couldn't play. It felt like I was in quicksand. It was moving so slow. I literally could not succeed doing carries on Xbox unless I used the Arbalist, which should give you an idea of how much of a crutch that weapon really is. I couldn't succeed on Xbox with the low frames unless I used Arbalist. So I used Arbalist. On PC, I could use pretty much whatever I wanted, but still had a really sweaty player base and a lot of cheaters to deal with. So we did succeed in getting people flawless weekend after weekend after weekend, month after month after month. I would be lying to you if I told you it was easy. The good news, Trials itself, the whole really simple goal of getting a new viewer into the channel, trying to get them into our game and trying to get them flawless, it's an easy goal for me to follow, an easy goal for the viewers to follow, and it provides a really natural, awesome stream for me. Raffles and auctions with my carrot system, which I never really got into, but was a huge part of the success of my channel, was forming a carrot system that really, an economy that really worked within my stream, was a huge reason for my success, I believe, at the beginning, and still is. But Trials gives that perfect scenario of playing PvP at a higher level, having a clear goal of trying to get viewers to a really awesome potential reward, letting viewers play with me and communicating with friends while we do those carries. Like, it's perfect. So even while Trials was really sweaty and really tough and we failed more cards than I maybe would like to, it was still a very successful thing for us or for me, I should say, as a streamer, because it provided all of that really, really great content. Now, realistically, I feel like we can kind of go through this last year that I've had on Twitch a little bit quick, because not really that much has changed as far as what I've been doing, how I've been mentally, the different things happening within the game, or the different things on the stream. It's all been pretty similar. And just so you know, this isn't a 6 years on Twitch now, goodbye. That's not what's happening here. This is 6 years on Twitch and probably a lot more ahead of us. In case anybody's been wondering, like, is he quitting or something? Like, no. Not quitting. Not even close. I just figured with all the different chapters that have happened throughout these 6 years, it made sense to kind of make a little YouTube video talking through all of it. For my sake, for your sake, as somebody who found the channel recently or a long time ago, I just think it provides a lot of good, there's a lot of good reasons to be doing it. So that's why we're doing it, not because I'm retiring or anything like that. So summer of 2020, the Trials carries continue. Every Tuesday, I do other things in Destiny. I do other games here and there. You know, I play Among Us a little bit. I play Fall Guys a little bit. I do marbles tournaments a little bit. We hit our literal subscription peak of over 15,000 Twitch subs in the summer of 2020. That was a very memorable moment for me. And we've honestly, over this past year, since Trials came out in March of 2020, met so many new viewers who have become loyal and huge parts of the Jungle Squad. I appreciate all of you who have found the channel and really become a big part of the stream. This last year has introduced so many of you to my channel and to my community. Let's get back to what's been going on, though. I'm sure most people know at this point, like Trials carries. That's really been it. We did Trials carries Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, splitting between Xbox and PC. Beyond Light came out. We did a big old power grind again. We did the raid. We tried to go world's first raid. Didn't do it, but we got through it in the first 8 hours, which was pretty good. As soon as Trials came back about a month later, we've been doing Trials again. And now that it's a new season and we actually have really good loot to be chasing, not just in Trials of Osiris, but in Destiny 2 as a whole, I have a really serious optimistic, I'm optimistic about the future of Destiny 2. I think it's in a really good spot, and I think it is definitely something I will be streaming for a long time. I want to say that I have learned throughout my 6 years I need to play what makes sense for me to play mentally, not numbers wise. If I get 1,000 viewers playing random game over here or 3,000 playing Destiny, I need to play random game over here if it's the one that makes me happy. That's what it's about. Destiny 2 is currently the game making me happy. There's lots to chase for loot. There's lots to do. Trials is a lot better right now. I'm having a lot of fun with it. For the near future, I don't see myself really dabbling in any other games, but that could change at some point. Now, realistically, I couldn't get through this whole video without talking about what I'm about to talk about next. The new faces and the new hype that Trials of Osiris releasing brought to my channel brought with it a few record-breaking moments. Beginning of April, while playing on Cauldron, we had a subtrain past 2,000 and break records of all kinds. Then, on May 15th, just a month and a half later, another subtrain broke past, I think, over 3,500, breaking all kinds of records once again. And with it, a man named Red Rising tipped $3,600, which broke an all-time record. We already mentioned the sub peak, or maybe I'm about to mention, depending on when we are in the video. I didn't edit it. I don't know. We broke our sub record with over 15,000 in the middle of the summer. And we had another train get to nearly 4,000 riders on the sub train in early June or early July. I forget which month. I think it was early July. I don't know. But anyway, record-breaking support has happened in the year of 2020. And it's been absolutely incredible. It has taken my successful career streaming on Twitch and made it something I never, ever dreamed it could be. I'm extremely grateful. Let's fast forward all the way to this week. February 16th, Drake broke the record for the highest single tip that Red Rising set back in May of 2020 with a $3,700 tip. The last year has been crazy, and the hype that Trials brought so many very awesome people that brought so many records and so much incredible support. But that's really it. I mean, that's a highlight of my 6 years on Twitch. This video went way longer than I expected. I want to thank the hell out of Stonewall for not only all the amazing YouTube content he's provided over these last 6 or so months, but also for taking on this burden of piecing together this video and providing some of the good videos behind the scenes while I'm talking to give you guys like context on what it is that we're talking about. Thank you, Stonewall. Really. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up. I didn't touch on everything. I probably missed a lot of pretty big moments and whatnot. I tried to get into everything as much as I could. I didn't have a script. I just went for it. Figured why not. I know enough about my time on Twitch that I can make this work. I'm extremely grateful to be a full-time streamer. I'm extremely grateful for the 6 years I've had on Twitch. I wouldn't change anything if I had the opportunity to. All the mistakes that I made have taught me things and have led me to where I am today. I've met so many good people. I've met so many friends. I've had people come to my wedding that I met in the stream. I've got life-changing memories that I'm going to continue to create throughout years ahead. I've got nothing to say besides thank you. I look forward to continuing this journey, this passion, this career. I am so thankful for the 6 years we've had, and I know that the future years will continue to just bring more memories, more good moments, and hell, more bad moments that we learn from, realistically. Take advantage of the opportunities you've got in front of you. That's what got me where I am today. I never expected to be a full-time streamer. It was something that kind of fell into my lap and something I poured my energy into as soon as I saw it was an opportunity. Be grateful for the things you have in life. Don't think about the numbers that aren't there. Don't think about the people that aren't there. Think about and focus on the people who are there and the things that are happening that are good, rather than the things that aren't happening. Just good life lessons, and honestly, the things I've probably learned the most over the last 6 years. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. You're an absolute all-star. This went so long. I'm live on Twitch all the damn time. If you're still on YouTube and haven't migrated over to the stream, become a part of our community. Come over to the stream, watch some of the live broadcasts, experience some of these amazing moments live as they happen, and hang out with the chat room. It's a really cool place. The Jungle Squad is legit. I look forward to future conventions when COVID is gone. I'll meet some more people in person. Hopefully you'll come to some TwitchCons or GCXs or something of that nature, some PAXs, Easts, and Wests, and whatnot. I hope to meet a lot more of you. Maybe in Vegas, too. Hell, who knows? Thank you for everything, guys. It's been a wonderful journey. Here's to the future. Let's keep it going.